Hi guys, it's Dana. I pressed record on my camera before I was ready. So sorry about all the jiggling and stuff at the beginning of the video. Okay, I have several things on my desk here tonight. I wanted to put the signature together for the new journal that we're working on. But I want to show you what I did. Remember that super thick pile I brought home from my sister's house that I had printed a bunch of stuff at her house? And oh, look at all of these fussy cuts that I ended up with. They're all Christmas mostly. So this, I have, oh, look at this. This has taken me so long to do. Lots of postcards and things like that. These are non-Christmas. These are Roxy Creations labels and postcards. They're non-Christmas stuff. This is the bigger things that I couldn't fit in my bag, which I think would make really cool pages in a journal. I'm not sure how I'm going to use these really big ones. And then in here I have a kit. This is an actual digital kit. And I did not mark which one this was, but I want to do a journal out of it. This is, I think, Roxy Creations. I'm not sure. But when I go to do the journal, of course, I'll have the information. Here's another one. I believe this one is called Joy, and I cannot remember who it's by, but when I do this journal, I will have all of the information once we get there. Then I have a whole stack that I printed on coffee dyed, not coffee dyed, just regular copy paper of backgrounds. And this is, there's some Gale Ledger paper. This is Roxy Creations. There's several different designers in here of just, I printed them on regular copy paper so that I have them for collage and stuff. So I just wanted to show you guys that, and I'm gonna put all of this stuff aside because we won't be using it tonight. Okay, all of this off to the side, but I'm so happy I got all of that done. So now I have them and they're usable. Okay, so I wanted to show you the dried cover. This is, we did this together. This is just the paper from the Stamperia collection that I had cut down and folded up for the signature. So here is our cover all finished, stitched around the edges, inked around the edges. It's all dry now. And what I did was I put an eyelet here and here, the front and back. And what we're gonna do is when we're ready to do the closure, what I will do is put seam binding, probably red seam binding through both of these so they can tie in a really pretty bow. So that's our cover, and I cannot tell you how happy I am with how this turned out. The texture on this, I encourage you guys, if you have, save your Amazon envelopes, and because this turned out amazing. The texture on it is just, I am absolutely thrilled with this. Okay, so we're gonna put our signature together, and I've pulled several things, and there's several things that I want to do as well. I just remembered I forgot to pull my little mini ledger sheet that I wanted to put in there. Okay, let's get a move on. I went through my stash of papers. Let's, we're gonna need the cutter. We're gonna need these. Okay, so we're gonna start obviously with our, oh, I wanted to show you before we get started. Let's go back to the projects we did last time because I want to show you, I finished them up and I want to show you what I did with them. Okay, so here is the one we made. Here's the little booklet with paper in it. Okay, I just put a few pieces and then I sewed around the outside and I sewed the signature in. So that little goes in the pocket there. Here's what this looks like after it's been all stitched around. I stitched around the tag as well, stitched around everything. So there's our little tag, and our booklet goes in here. And if you remember, we had a little 1/2-inch strip left. And what I did was I created, as I was putting this little booklet together, I took the some of the scraps left over from tearing the paper to size, and I put them together in a little booklet here. And I just took that little 1/2-inch or 1-inch piece of paper that we had left, and I folded it and I sewed it to the top to keep everything together. And this was off the branding strip. Here's another piece of paper from that collection. The branding strip has the name of the collection on it, and I love how Cartabella does this because they're perfect to cut out and just use as an embellishment. So I used even the branding strip. So this little booklet is the perfect size that as you, here, let me use this as an example. If I glued this down on this page right here, this booklet, I'll just glue on 3 sides to make it a pocket, and that booklet fits right in that pocket right there. And so literally everything on that page coordinates. Is that not cute? I just love that, how that turned out. So that is that one. So when I cut off the branding strip to use this, there was also the printed, sorry, I just knocked the camera. There was also the printed side of the branding strip here. So, and it was the plaid on that one. And so all I did was I folded it up and made a little ruffle out of it. And so now I have that to put on something as an embellishment. I will use that. So I used that. And then this is this little pocket we made. And I just stitched around the outside of that one. And this is the last little strip of paper we had as a scrap, and I did the same thing with that. Folded it up, made it a ruffle, and I actually did add it to this as a little embellishment. So we literally used every single piece of that 12 by 12 piece of paper, including the branding strip, as a ruffle. And the other part as an embellishment here. So every piece got used, and this is going to make a super cute page in this journal, and then this will be another pocket on another page of this journal. So super, super happy with that. So I wanted to show you those all finished. So those are all done and going to be put in this journal. So I'm going to put that aside. Okay. Wanted to share that with you before I moved along. And this is the second sheet that I pulled out. I'm going to use this to do the same exact projects as we did on the other one for the 12 by 12, because I just love how this whole little sheet, this sheet of paper just makes literally one page in a journal that coordinates with all the ephemera pieces, and then you have an extra pocket too. And I just absolutely loved that. So I'm going to do another set out of this, and this is the back side of that one. So I'm going to do a whole nother set. Probably not for this journal, but for an upcoming one. Okay, now that that's all out of the way, I'm going to set the signature aside. We did that together. I pulled just some coffee dyed paper. Obviously, can't have a journal without that. And this was 7 sheets, not 6. So I try and keep my sheets to roughly about 15 in a journal. So I pulled 3 sheets of coffee dyed paper. So that makes 10 sheets. I need to do another batch of coffee dyeing. I am almost out of coffee dyed paper. All right, we have our little piece of half ledger paper here. Put that in somewhere. Okay, I'm trying to take care of the ones that don't need to be cut. I pulled a couple of sheets. I went through my stack of vellum, and I pulled a couple of sheets of vellum. I thought that would be fun to use, and this one is like super, can you hear this? It's like super thick. It's almost like cardstock, but it had this little snowflake on it. And I thought that would be perfect. So we're gonna use that. Grab my bone folder here. Actually, this is so thick I should have scored it. It cracked on me. But that's okay. It'll be fine. It's nice and strong. Okay, so we got that. And we need to cut this piece of vellum down. So I have this nice little green piece of vellum. And then I found this is just a print. I'm not even sure where it came from, but I loved the colors. You know, it's kind of green and it's got plants on it, and then it's craft, and it's just great texture. And then the back side, I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up, is kind of a natural like ivory, and it's got these little specks in it. So I thought that was super pretty, and it's more of, it's a little thicker than copy paper, but it is definitely not cardstock. So I thought that would be good. And then I found this. Now these pages, I'm sure this is probably Club Scrap. I know this is Club Scrap. And this is kind of like cardstock. It's almost the texture of handmade paper. It's super, super like flexible. And I just thought this was really, really pretty. And I mean, look at these ephemera pieces we made. How beautiful would that be on this paper? So I'm definitely using this, and this will probably go on this paper. I fell in love when I saw it. Okay, then I have just some Christmas music that I'm gonna cut down and use. And then I've got some journal paper, and we're gonna do something else with these. We aren't just gonna stick this in. You'll see when we get there. So let's work with these, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, so we need to cut these down. And I definitely want to take this edge off because it is like super wavy, and I don't want that on there. Okay, so we need this to be kind of near 8.5 by 11. So I'm not sure what that did to the measurement here. Probably just need to take just a little bit off the next side. This corner is bent a little. I was super happy to get this package off Etsy, but the way she packaged it, the papers ended up really kind of bent, and they weren't protected all that well. So I wasn't really happy about that. Okay, and this needs to be 11 at least. So I'm gonna take it down to the writing here. And down to the writing here, and just see where we're at. Take it right down to the title. Let's see how we ended up. Yep, just shy of 11, so that'll work. So there's our music paper. Set that aside. We're gonna go 8. I think I'm gonna make this a little smaller, just so there's a little dimension in the book itself. So I think I'm gonna, instead of 8.5 by 11, I'm gonna go 7.5 by 10. Just take an inch off. These are gonna be great scraps to make tags and stuff. This is gorgeous paper. Okay, by 10. All right. I think I'm gonna do the same for all 3 of these. Let's see, what side do I want? Okay, I'm gonna go 7.5. And I'll show you what I mean by, it's just so everything's not the same size, and all uniform in the book itself. And I really love this top here, so I'm gonna take the 2 inches off the bottom. I'm gonna go 10 right here at the bottom. These are gonna be great scraps to use in a journal itself. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Okay, and I am gonna go 8.5 by 11 with the vellum. This would be neat to do like kind of like a window. Maybe take one of our envelopes or make kind of like a window pocket or something and use that green vellum. All right. Actually, I'm gonna take a little bit more off this. So when we fold it in half, the vellum is not right on the edge of the signature, so that I don't want it to get torn. Okay. So let's work with what we have here. And we'll put those together. And then I've got a little project that I want to do to add. I love this green paper. It is gorgeous. Okay, and then our music. Okay, so let's put together what we have so far. So let's do our coffee dyed paper first. Well, I don't know. Let's just kind of look at everything and see what we have. I'm really thinking this green vellum is going to look really pretty on here. So let's put that there. See, I didn't want the vellum to come all the way to the edge as you're thumbing through the journal. I didn't want it to catch and tear. Okay, so we'll do that there. Let's put a coffee dyed piece of paper here. Okay, let's look at our next page and see what we have here. Maybe let's use this one here. Thinking this darker green one would look really pretty here. Let's see what the other pages have on them. Oh, it would look, you know what? It would look really pretty opposite this. Why don't we put another piece of coffee dyed paper here. Let's put our music here. Okay, and let's see, we have vellum and coffee dyed paper. Since you can see through this, actually you can't really see through that vellum. That vellum is so thick. Let's put it here. That's pretty. And we've got one more piece of coffee dyed paper here. Let's put that there. Okay. All right, one of the projects that I want to do with book page is, get my scraps here. We're gonna need these. Oh, we didn't put our little ledger in. Let's see where we want to put that. Our little half sheet. Why don't we just do it right here at the beginning, since all we have is like a little piece of vellum there. Put it kind of here toward the bottom. Maybe let's do toward the top. Okay. All right, so what I want to do is choose some book page. This is my pack from Roxy Creations in Italy, and she sends a lot of the book page like where it's not, oh, look at this one. Wow. Okay, but she sends a lot of the book pages where they're not like single pieces. They're attached still, and that's what I would like. I would like to choose one that opens up, maybe kind of like this, Let's see what else we can find. So that it'll just sit in the signature. I'm thinking maybe this one. And what I'll do is just tear it since it's, well, I think I will cut, I don't know. I will cut it. I'm not going to risk ruining it. Actually, it would probably tear fine. It's very old. Let me just double fold it. And we'll tear this like that. Okay, so we'll use this. Now let's put this away. Sorry for the crinkle. So what I was thinking was, if I had this to just sit in the signature somewhere like this, just a neat way to be able to utilize book page in a different way instead of just like folding it in half this way and you end up with this little sheet. So, but I wanted to do a little more to it. So what I've got is some napkin that I found at Goodwill for 99 cents, just some Christmas napkin. And I thought we would just glue some of the napkin on the book page. And then, I'm sorry, trying to get this open, get one of the napkins out here. And then on the other side, we'll just cover the paper up with some of my journaling paper that I have. And we'll just add that. That way it's a nice lined journal sheet. And then I'll probably stitch around it. And that will be a really neat insert into the, let me grab my tape if I can find it. Here it is. But that'll be a really neat page insert into the journal. Okay, so take, this was double ply, so take all of the layers off. That way you left with nothing but the napkin, and that's just gonna be really pretty over that book page. So I'm wondering, what always is the question is do I want to kind of do like the cover, or do I want to just go ahead and cover the whole entire thing? And I think I'm just gonna do it in pieces. So let's just, we're not gonna be super picky about this. I'm just gonna go for it. Like this. See, like, I just think that's really pretty with that just like this. Okay, so let me grab my glue book. And I'm just gonna use glue stick here. And I need a new glue stick. Hang on one second. Grab a new one. Okay. So we're gonna kind of go like down here like this. Hope y'all are doing well today. I wanted to do a video today, but it's about 9 o'clock at night right now. I had a doctor's appointment today, and my doctor's appointments just are not close. I live kind of way out in the boonies. Lay this down just like this. And smooth that out into the glue. So anyway, driving is something painful for me, and everything. I know you guys hear that a lot from me. Everything's painful for me. And it just doesn't matter what it is. But driving is something that is, with my knees and my ankles being an issue. And I think what I'll do on this side is just kind of do the opposite. Although it doesn't really matter. Let's just just see what we end up with when I tear it. Go right up this edge. Oh, that's kind of a unique shape, but it'll look cool. And I'll keep this and we'll use it on some tags or something. Okay. So anyway, I had a doctor's appointment today that I had to go to, and so I was hurting pretty bad when I got home. Oh, and then I had to go to the store on the way home from the doctor's office. And so I walked around Walmart getting, you know, just some things that we needed for the house. And I ran into a friend, a really good friend of mine at the store. And one of the things, I haven't really been able to go to church, being off the med that keeps kind of the pain under control a little bit. And I haven't really been able to go to church because the chairs at church just kill. They just kill me. And so I haven't seen this friend in a while. And so I ran into her at Walmart, and so that was a really neat surprise. And so I stood there for longer than I should have talking to her, and so that was kind of a bummer. So I was hurting even worse from that. And I'm just trimming off the excess here, the overage where my napkin was over the edge. But it was super neat to see her. I was really happy to see her and spend some time chatting with her. And we hadn't seen each other in person in quite some time. And so I was really happy to see her. But I stood there after I was already hurting from being at the doctor. I stood there for longer than what I really should have, talking to her. And so by the time I got home, I was just done for. So I thought, well, I'll wait and I'll do my video tonight after I've taken my pain meds, because I take my pain meds at nighttime so that I can sleep, because they only give you so many a day. And I wouldn't want to live on more than what I take anyway a day. I can't imagine functioning. I take Percocet is the pain med that I'm on. And I can't imagine like living and functioning taking more than what I take at night. And I save it, and I take it at night so that I can sleep okay. All right, that's cute. Ooh, there's a fly. Okay, I'm gonna ink this before I do anything else. And that ink's gonna look really, really nice against that old book page and that napkin. It's pretty like flimsy right now because it's an old thin book page anyway. And then now it's a little bit wet from the glue. So I was super happy to see my friend and got to talk and catch up with her. And then I came home and had to unload the groceries I had bought, put them away, and, you know, just your normal, you know, taking care of the house stuff. And so I was pretty much done for this afternoon, and I gotta glue some of these down here. I didn't get all the way to the corner. Okay, let's take care of that here. I am going to sew this around the edges, so it's not that big of a deal, but I just want to make sure that it's laying down good. Okay, and I think I saw some over here. Yeah, I did. Don't y'all just love coming up with new ideas? And you think of something in your head, and it turns out exactly the way you saw it in your head. I love that. Okay, I'm going to flip this inside out, and I'm going to ink this on the outside before we add our journaling, our lined paper to it. I don't really need to do this on this side, really, because it's going to stitch into the signature, but just in case you see any of it. So it's Monday, so what have y'all been up to today? I told you all about my day, as exciting as it was. It was interesting though, because like I haven't been, the appointment that I had was with my pain management doctor, and I haven't been in the office I haven't had an appointment in office in probably over a year. And even when I went in a little over a year ago, it had been a really long time, because when the pandemic hit, they pretty much encouraged people to not come into the office. I think I'm going to use my tear ruler on this. I think that's going to give a nice look to it. And I'm just going to take this all the way down to the lines. And then we'll fit it to the page. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping things everywhere. Good grief. Just take off these. Oh my goodness. There we go. Sorry, be patient with me, guys. Okay, let's see, just right around there. Take it to right about right there. All right. There's that one, and then I'll just use this as a guide to tear my other one. And then we have these scraps of lined paper, which would be great to, like, I don't know, line the back of a tag or something like that. I'm just gonna take these edges off. And then we'll just set this right up against the edge right here. And we'll just match it. I was also thinking, I bought some ephemera like packages for this kit, and I didn't buy like the ephemera. You know, they have like ephemera pack, chipboard pieces, you know, things like that. I didn't buy the ephemera pack because I knew I had all of these fussy cuts that I had just printed, and you know, that I had cut out and stuff, and so I've got plenty of ephemera to put on things. But it did have that one that I showed you when I was showing you the collection that had cards in it. And I want to open that up and look at the size of the cards, because I thought that could also possibly, if there's one big enough, that might be a neat insert into the signature. Okay, so we're going to glue these down. There's a fly buzzing around my head, and it keeps landing on me, and it's irritating me. Okay, that's good enough. So we're just gonna lay this down right in here. Cute. And when I sew around, I'll do a zigzag, and so that I catch the edge of that. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I put them evenly on there, matched up. Actually, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to see them together, so even if they're not even, it doesn't really matter. It's not like they'll be on the same page or anything. All right. cute. Oh no. There we go. Okay. All right, so let's just, I want to see how it looks in here, even though I'm not going to put it in here quite yet because I want to sew around it. And again, another different sized piece of paper. So we have this decorated front. Isn't that pretty? And then we have lined paper on the back. Really cute. Okay, I'm gonna put that on my sewing machine. And let's open up this ephemera pack here. It says it's got 7 cards, 5 tags, and a bookmark. So let's see what the largest card is and see if it'll work in the signature. Let's see here. Oh, isn't that not cute? That's more like a postcard. Okay, are these going to be postcards and not like cards? Okay, these, yeah, that's a postcard. This is a card. Oh, good. It's the only card. At least that's big. These are smaller. Oh, look, isn't that cute? It's our cover. Oh, that's so cute. That'll be cute in a pocket. Okay, so I guess we're using this one because it's the only larger one that actually I really want to figure out. I just think this is going to be too big. It's like the exact size of, you know what though? I wonder if we washied these together. I don't mind having the same image in there. I don't know. These might be cute though. We could washi these together and sew it in the signature. Okay, we'll think about that. Because I'm thinking I want to have more than just a couple of things in there that are different sizes. You know what I mean? Because right now we've got our book page. We've got this little ledger piece. We have our book page we just did that's a different size. And I cut these down so that they're a different size. But that's all pretty much. So I'm thinking we might just do that. So we'll put these aside for now. And let's ink this card up. Distress it. He's cute, isn't he? Little boy holding a big old snowball, and they put Noel on the snowball. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, look at that side. Isn't that pretty? Okay, let's do the inside. And this is great journaling spots right there. Okay, so let's find where we want this to go, and then we'll work on the other one. Let's see. It's really pretty. Okay, so we have something there. This could use a little bit of color, so I'm thinking this is where we're going to put our book page here, because it just needs some color. Might be cute there. I'm thinking here. All right, let's work on this. Okay, so what I want to do is grab, do I want to use washi or do I want to use paper? I'm thinking paper might be better. Let's see what I have for scraps. You know what? This would be pretty. We could use this. Let's do that. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it just up to this border line here. Paper's gonna be stronger than washi to keep those together. And I'm just gonna, oh, I wonder how, yeah, you will see some of this. I wonder if this will take ink. Oh, it actually does. Okay. Just lay this in here. Just like that. Trim this off. As straight as I can. And we're going to want to cut this down because we don't want it covering everything up. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap, and then about, what did I do there? About 1/4 of an inch. So maybe right about here. And this is a little bit of an overhang there. Okay. I'm gonna ink that. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay. So it's gonna go like this. I gotta put it the right way or I will ruin it. I probably should have scored that too, but oh well. We'll make it work. You know what I always say, just go with that. Okay, I'm gonna leave just a little bit of a gap here. As even as I can get it. Just like that. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about the inside. It'll be fine. Okay, now I'm going to grab these and put them together like this. Oh no. Where's my bone folder? There it is. Crease that down. Okay. That's cute. Okay. I'm thinking it's going to go quite near where we ended up putting the other card, which was toward the back here. Where did we put our card? There it is. So we have vellum. We have our little birdies. We have this green piece of paper. Might be nice to break that up. There we go. Cute. Okay. I was just thinking, I think I really wanted to put that embellishment, those pockets that I made on that green, that dark green, and I think I cut it down to where I'm not going to be able to do it. Well, that wasn't very smart. Darn, because that was going to look really nice on there. That's okay. You know what? We can always add another piece. I have more. I think that was a mistake. So let me replace that sheet. Let me get another one out of my, I have my random cardstocks in little bins like this. They have these drawers and I have them separated by color. So I'm going to take this one out we can use this for tags or whatever. And I'm going to cut this one down to 8.5 by 11. Because I really, really wanted to use those pockets we made on this dark green color. Look how different this one is than that. I wonder if there's a darker one. That one's not as dark as the one that I had. Let's see. No. Okay. So I ruined the darkest one I have. That's okay. We're going to go with it. It's still beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go 8.5 by 11. Let's keep this side. This side is darker. We'll cut off the lighter side. All right. I like this side better for the outside. There we go. Now we have our nice big page for, because I know that's where I want that to go. Okay. All right, so all we have left for the signature is I'm just gonna sew around this. Once it's dry, it's still not completely dry. I'm gonna zigzag around that, and it is gonna go right here because that needs some color. And then when we get back together, I'll have the signature sewn in. I'll have ephemera pulled, and we'll see what we need to make, and we'll make some ephemera, and we'll put the journal together. So when we get together next, this will be all sewn in, and we'll be ready to move forward and finish up this one. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining me for some crafting and putting together the signature this evening. You guys, God bless, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.